All right, you ready?
It's already on. Has it been recording?
Yeah, it's been recording. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, that's bad.
No, I started the last one with, remember you were talking about pooping? I started that. We started, you said, you should have had a big one. And then I started the podcast. So I like that. I like the idea that we're, just kind of
If they're
moving
arresting
into
Trump,
it, yeah.
If they're arresting Trump, they should arrest them all.
Well, yeah, they should all be arrested anyway.
Probably.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are happy to have you along with us as we are trudging along October. And, we're enjoying this. Well, like I said, when we're a little bit ahead.
Yes.
So the weather has been.
We have to be ahead because we never know what's going to happen.
Because Terry just got home, actually. I got her out of the car and onto the microphone, basically. Yep. Got a couple things I want to talk about. People would rather do this than go through emails. 5 commandments of the microwave. And a lot of this, you have to remember, I found some other stuff, so I hope to get some of it. We're going to end the show, though, with people that sold weird things. They did dumb things to make extra money. So we're going to end on that. But we're going to start with a tasting, something that Terry, here's what happened. So I do a radio show on FM 7 The Drive. It's time to plug. And so this came up, and it was talking about peanut butter and mayo sandwich that never really took off.
It came up?
When
was it
5 years
thing?
ago. They were talking about 5 years ago this week. Well, actually,
I didn't know.
Not quite this week.
It's been in my family since I've been about 3 or 4 years old.
But we're going to say 5 years ago. An editor at the website The Takeout, he ran a headline. And the surprisingly pleasant combo, he said, of peanut butter and mayo sandwiches. Then people started trying it for themselves. And apparently, according to the survey, people liked it, but it never became
a thing.
Popular. So
it is different, but my brothers fed it to me the very first time that they were left to babysit us girls. And they ate it. So then they tried it.
Well, the thing that got me was the fact that you talked about that
I was raised on peanut butter and mayonnaise.
on peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches. And I've always thought of peanut butter and banana. That's my favorite. That is my go-to.
I mean, we ate a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly is the next one.
But my brothers, when my mom would leave, like one wasn't home, for lunchtime or something on a Saturday, they would see how weird of things they could get us to eat.
So this is, what is the other things? Do you remember the other things they got you to eat?
They put peanut butter and pickles together. I didn't really care. I like the pickle, but I like it on the side. I don't like peanut butter on it.
Didn't you say some pregnant women like
peanut butter and pickles? Yeah,
depending on the craving.
Yeah, but the vinegar and the peanut butter, it doesn't hit the spot for me.
Okay.
But they put peanut butter and cheese, I think, together. But peanut butter and mayonnaise, they sat us down to one afternoon and we ate it all and said, thanks, bye, and went out to play.
It was just something you ate.
Yeah,
not
and so then
regularly, but more.
Then they would call, if their friends were over, hey, watch, my sister will eat this, and they would make it.
Well, I should have split this in half. Well, I'll bite in and I'll bring it over to you.
Well, I know what it tastes like.
Oh, you can't. That's right. You can't.
Well, I'm not really eating bread right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So I'm going to try this for the first time.
I actually like it.
And I feel bad because if I don't like it, I put it on the Italian bread that we got.
That's really good bread.
It's really good bread from Walmart. It's always on the sale rack. Terry and I go on Saturday mornings, and we look for the sale rack. And it's already sliced. They have the non-sliced,
they have different ones. Sometimes they have that French bread roll,
and there's
too.
A bug in
Sometimes they have a French bread or knotted buns.
So I'm hoping I kind of like it. I don't know, but I put it on the smallest pieces of bread I could find in that loaf.
Did you put it like you like it, a lot of peanut butter and a lot of
I have a
mayonnaise?
lot of peanut butter, and you can see the mayonnaise coming out of the bread here. Well, you
I can't.
ladies and gentlemen. Can you see that little bit?
Oh, yeah, I can
you
see a little bit of mayonnaise.
But let me describe. It is on Italian bread. The peanut butter's on one side. I didn't put the peanut butter on both sides. Is that about right?
They usually just put
There's
peanut
a
butter
bug
on one side.
flying up my
I know
nose.
these gnats that are in this house. They've been when I go to sleep at night. They
I think the
fly up
gnats
my
like
nose.
the peanut butter and mayonnaise. All right, so I'm going to try this. You ready?
Yep.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie
But
to you.
you like mayonnaise. You are a mayonnaise person. Like when you make a lunch meat sandwich or chicken or turkey or whatever, you put a lot of mayonnaise on both sides of the bread. I just put a skimming of mayonnaise on each,
What about when you do BLTs? Do you put mayonnaise on
I just
both?
put mayonnaise, but I
Just
put
on one or both sides?
on both sides, but not thick like you do. Like you put thick mayonnaise when you make a sandwich.
You know where I got that from?
Where, your dad?
Yeah, because Dad, I remember going to Towers Restaurant, and it closed, but Towers Restaurant, and we would always get a basket of the Italian bread, and then it was like he was
would put butter.
spackling. It was like he was spackling a wall, because he
With
would.
butter?
My mom will tell you this story. Yeah, so he would take the butter, and you know how they had the little
Containers, yeah.
little butters in the wrapper, and it was almost like you just set it on top. He just set it on top, and then he would spread it. I mean, and it had to be. I know it wasn't a half inch, but
it
was thick. You
there.
could tell that it had butter on it. So I kind of got that from him, which is probably not a good thing. Well, we know it's not a good thing. It's butter. All right, so here we go. I didn't bring any water.
Oh, well,
I should have brought some water.
Because
That
the
would have
peanut butter is going to stick to the roof of your
Yeah,
mouth.
it's going to sound. So here we go. All right, so I'm really going to need water.
Just from the peanut butter.
To be honest,
You're going to eat the whole thing, aren't you?
well, I don't.
Well, because you
Maybe
need
I didn't
another
put
bite
enough.
to see.
I don't think I put enough mayonnaise on it.
Really?
I mean, I didn't really taste any mayonnaise. It was all. It seemed like peanut butter forward.
I'm surprised because you usually put your mayonnaise on pretty thick.
I got to tell you, if that's all I had is peanut butter and mayonnaise,
You would eat it.
I probably would.
It's
That's-
not bad.
That's not bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through a show without
You want me to
some
go
water.
get you some water?
Well, I was going to have
Or
you
am I going to
talk.
trip over wires?
I was going to have you talk while I go up and get my water. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It really is not bad.
I told you that.
Peanut butter and mayonnaise. I mean, it's not. The mayonnaise really.
You wouldn't go into a restaurant and order it, though?
Probably not. Because
There's
it really.
so many other things that, I don't make at home. That's what I usually go out for. Like, well, right now I'm on the salad kick. So, for 3 days I've been kind of doing vegetables. So, I had salad last night. But
See,
when I
there's-
go out,
look.
I usually
See it?
look for something, but it's not that much mayonnaise. It's not as much mayonnaise as you usually put on it.
I don't know. I thought I put it on there pretty thick.
I don't know.
It's on the
It
peanut
might
butter
have
side.
sank into the bread then a little bit.
Okay, there I got
More mayonnaise?
more mayonnaise, but it's not bad.
Now, did you use the mayonnaise or
I
the
used
Miracle
the-
Whip?
No, well, yeah, I didn't use the Miracle Whip. Do you think that'd make a difference?
Well, we always had Miracle Whip in our house, so it was really peanut butter and Miracle Whip. But I think it would be good either way.
I have to admit that I have always made fun of you
For
because you always talked about how you
Ate
I
peanut
didn't-
butter
you
and
ate peanut
mayonnaise
butter and
growing up.
mayonnaise. But I got to be honest, it really is not bad. It was very surprising to me.
trying to think if there's anything else really weird that they tried to feed us.
I think pickles and peanut butter is pretty weird.
Yeah, the first time they did it, I think they tried to, when we ate that, they, tried to give us all kinds of stuff.
I might have to finish that, but I can't do it right now.
Okay.
But it was good, ladies and gentlemen. If you're, you say you're scrounging for time, but you're hungry and you don't have any bananas.
or bananas.
And speaking of bananas, I got some talk about bananas too. But then peanut butter and mayonnaise might be the way to go.
Especially if you're a peanut butter person.
Well,
Like
I
if you
am-
like peanut butter, then, you know.
The problem with me and peanut butter is I'm very, I don't know what it does. It causes a lot of phlegm.
In your
'Cause,
throat.
yeah, I love peanut butter and crackers. Love them, especially Ritz. Although Townhouse isn't bad either. But if I had to pick, I was trying to think if I had to pick between Townhouse
And Ritz.
and Ritz.
For the
I might have to
peanut
do
butter.
that. We might have to do the.
Oh, we may have to do a taste test.
Because-
and blindfold you to see which one you
see,
like better.
yeah, I might have to do that because I like them
Someone
both.
else
But
hold the cracker so you don't know the shape of
well,
it.
yeah, because you're right. Somebody have to feed me, like they do on. I don't want to steal from Rhett and Link, but no, they can't see us doing it. But someone would have to.
Yeah, so you can't, because if you see the shape
Or
of
you'd
it,
have
you'd
to
know the difference.
Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, not know. But
You could
speaking
put
of
club in there too.
a what? Oh,
Club
club
cracker.
See, I'm not a big. What's the white? The saltines.
Yeah, saltines.
I don't know.
The
That's
clubs are a little bit different.
They're a little
than
different.
Saltines. We could do both, all four of them.
now when you bite. And I know you do this before you bite into an apple, and I don't always do this. In fact, I think today I had an apple. I didn't wash it. You always wash
Oh yeah.
your apples and grapes.
A lot of times I wash them in lemon juice. I squeeze lemon juice in the water and soak them if I have time.
Do you wash your banana?
Not usually. But
How about your
you're supposed to.
avocado?
You're supposed to,
Yeah.
all things. Because you don't know if pesticides and that
That's
will be
exactly
on it. And then
what
they're on
it
your
says.
hand and then you get it in your mouth or your nose and it's not good for you. You're
it says
supposed
that,
to wash all your fruit.
Fruits with thick skins that you peel before eating, you should wash those items, including avocados, bananas, grapes. So we don't peel the grapes, but we do like grapes.
Yeah, I mean, I really more or less soak in lemon juice most of that. But
Tamika Sims, she's a senior director of food technology at the International Food Information Council, and she says that the best practice in safe food handling, especially to minimize the transfer of dirt or microbes, is to wash.
yeah, but does she say what to wash them in?
Well, she says just running water.
Well, Lauren washes hers in vinegar and baking
yes,
soda.
it's on here. It is. She
Vinegar and
puts that
baking
later
soda?
on. She says the best way to wash. She says clean running water is all you need, but she also said, you don't need to wash, soap or detergent, but she did add, and I'm trying to find it, that there was a little piece of paper that had. Is this it? You don't bleach or disinfect the vegetables, but if you wanted to use diluted vinegar, 1 part vinegar, 4 parts clean water, and you spray your food, that helps kill the bacteria too. Now she didn't say baking soda, but hey, whatever you got to do. But it says banana peels,
Lauren
avocado
soaks it in
skins.
'em.
So she soaks the stuff in
and she fills up. She puts the vinegar in, and
so
then she
wash your
soaks it in.
banana whenever you get a chance. I always try and keep my banana very clean, no matter what I'm doing. Although I
yeah.
don't, I'll be honest, I don't wash the banana.
I know, but it's bad because if it has pesticide or something on it, it would be on your hands and then.
Right. I was going to ask you, there was one more thing here. Do you remember when we had kids and you had to deal with a child and they wouldn't wear what you want them to wear? What do you do? And do you make them put on an outfit that they don't like? Do you remember any of that?
I did. I remember one Easter Sunday morning, Nathan would not wear a suit for me. And I said, well, then the Easter Bunny wasn't coming.
Is that the one where he's in pictures but very sad?
He's
Is
mad.
that the one?
He's mad, but it might be. But he did put the suit on just to go to church. And then he threw it at me.
And took it off and boom, gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I just remember, I was trying to remember times that we
then once I had Zachary, you didn't fight with him, and sometimes he got off the bus in his play clothes with holes in the knees, sweats with the holes in the knees, and I was like mortified. Like I never let him dress like that. And his teacher at school was Mrs. Minyanko at that time. And she said, I knew you were having a hard time with that baby because of the way Nathan went from, because he had hand-me-downs that your mom bought RJ for school. And he had like Bugle Boy slacks and, preppy, shirts and stuff.
Right.
And he was wearing them at the beginning of the school year. And then I had Zachary in December, and all of a sudden he was coming with holy sweats in his. You were just like, but by then it was like baby had colic, and I went to sleep. I did second shift, you did first shift, and went to sleep for 4 hours or so. Then you got up and put him on the bus, and I slept in, and so was like whatever to get through the day.
Well, I do remember.
Do you remember fighting with him about trying to have him wear something different?
I know he always wore that one jacket for a while.
Oh, yeah. It was black and purple.
It was black and purple. He wore it constantly.
I know.
That was his.
And his third grade teacher, Mrs. Nevin, would put you're spotted in it if he'd take it off.
His what?
If he took it off and hung it up, she'd put a spot in it. You're spotted. After so many spots, you could go down and get a little trinket or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew he wore that a lot. I mean, he was. He wasn't one. He'd wear shorts even as he got older. Still does.
Yeah,
in the middle of winter, and no socks, flip flops all winter.
Yeah.
I don't know if his feet are hot or what, but he's always wearing.
Oh,
a
he
lot
used
of people
to
like
hide
that,
the flip flops so he'd have to wear shoes.
We have a FedEx guy that used to wear shorts all
winter,
long, and now he's out in the
in the
he's
cold.
in and out of that truck all day long.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think of other things that we fought the kids clothes wise. I don't think we had major. It wasn't like major blowouts.
RJ, whatever I laid out, he usually wore.
His special outfits.
Yeah,
Never had any special outfits, but I mean, the kids as they got older picked their own.
Yeah, and then
clothes
once they
anyway.
hit middle school, like RJ went through a phase where he had, the in crowd friends, and he wanted Abercrombie and all this, and he went through a whole birthday where, he got less because he wanted Abercrombie, and then he decided, you know what? I don't know. About a year later, he was like, forget this name brand crap. I'd rather have 3 shirts, one in each color, than to have one of the other kind,
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you have, there's a Spotify and Apple. I think Apple still does it, but Spotify has comments of something maybe you had to fight your kids over where they didn't want to wear something that you wanted them to wear.
Bedtime. I think everyone goes through the fighting them at bedtime because no kid wants to go to bed.
Well, that's go to bed, but I'm talking about clothes-wise, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always those fights about going to bed, especially when you were young, though. No, it wasn't you. It was a friend of yours that went to bed while in the summertime it was still light out. Mm-hmm. And they made them all go to bed.
Yeah, and if you spent the night with him, you still went to bed at 8 o'clock, and it was like bright. The sun was still shining.
It didn't go down till in the middle of summer. It doesn't usually set till like after 9.
And we were up in their rooms, and then they would yell up the stairs, "Be quiet up there! It's time to go to sleep. Everyone lay down!" And they would yell at us, and it's like it was bad because
Did we fight with them over food?
I didn't really fight with them. I used to, what my mom did with us was bargain for bites. And if they didn't like something, I'd say, okay, we'll take 3 bites of it. And then you can, and I would bargain for bites because then they would kind of learn to like it or at least eat a little bit of it for me.
I mean, it seemed like they were, for the most part, ate most of the vegetables.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from the time they were little, when we were eating dinner, we put them in the high chair and we put a little bit of whatever we were eating on their high chair, and they would eat it most of the time. They would at least try it. Fen ate raw green beans for me today.
I know
3
you
or
said
4
green
of them.
beans.
He saw me eating them, and he was like, and he reached in that bag, and he went like this, and I went, yeah, and I went, no, I like them. I said, some people don't, though. And he bit it, and he was like, and he ate it. He ate the rest of it, and he came back for at least 2 more.
Well, the thing of it is, Lauren was saying he likes broccoli.
Yeah.
And he'll point it. She'll give him a choice. It was funny because the one day we were there, he said, what do you want? He pointed the broccoli, which is, as you get older, you might have to fight him over it. But right now, he eats most of his vegetables. I know he likes peas. Everybody goes through
Phases.
when you like something. But yeah, I don't remember fighting a lot. Although maybe we just block it out as you get older.
But you don't eat raw green beans, do you? Have you ever tried one?
No, I have. I'm not a big
fan.
fan. No.
He ate it to me. I don't know if he just ate it because I was eating it, or if he actually liked it. But he didn't spit it out like, "Ooh, that's nasty."
Yeah, I'm not. It's not my. I've tried them. When you had them out in the garden,
when they're fresh and the smaller ones, the thinner ones they're crunchy. I said it's crunchy, and he liked the crunch of it. I think that's why he kept eating. And she said last week she was eating cucumbers and he ate one. And I know he spit it out for me one day, so he ate cucumbers for her just because she was eating it. So
I can't remember. There was a vegetable, and I said I didn't know he liked those, but I didn't realize he had just put the bite in. Next, I turned around and he's got his tongue going, trying to get it out of his mouth. He does that real slow motion there. And there, I don't. It might have been a carrot. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know what it was.
He ate a piece of raw carrot out of a salad today too. And
those are pretty big though for him.
No, they were the thin cut on that shredded lettuce.
We're just happy because we were afraid that he's been getting ear infections, and so they took him to the doctor, and because he keeps playing with his ears. Here, it might be he doesn't have an ear infection, which is great. But it might be that he's pulling molars in the back.
Molars in the back.
So, man, I tell you, because there's some, well, we're not going to get into it, but because he was a preemie, they say there could be some things going on with his airways that could be causing ear infections. But him not having an ear infection is huge because he just got over
one. Well, I know, and if he can go without having croup, then he won't have to have anything else done. Some things that
we won't talk about because we're not going to claim it.
Yeah.
All right, next subject. We're not even close to what I want to talk about today because I knew this was going to happen. But so this was on a radio show. I wanted to get because you worked with teachers, you were in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So they got this call from a teacher who is wanting to have a professional photo shoot done in her bedroom and in her bedroom attire. And I think some of it is, I've been seeing this, I don't know if people have seen this or not, but I've seen it on my Facebook, where couples are doing this.
Like a romantic photo shoot.
What's the boudoir? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They said on their couples are doing this as to I don't know if stimulate or energize their
relationship.
Their relationship, and they would be in he might not have a shirt on, but she's got a negligee on. Sometimes they don't. The woman doesn't have anything on. Sometimes,
but then they're discreetly
the woman
hidden
has
with
handcuffs,
him.
And sometimes it just depends.
So
they really get it. It just
depends on the couple and their
and what they would like to do and how
And some of them might be romantic for them, and some of them may just want to turn each other on. Then.
But the question is it okay? Do you think it's okay for a teacher to want to have a photo shoot done in her bedroom?
Well, as long as it's for her and she's not going to post it on Facebook.
Well, I think that's where...
Because you have to think where your students have access of things.
Well, we've seen where teachers in
that's how they get themselves in trouble.
Seems like there's more and more of it, too. These young, pretty teachers getting hooked up with these kids, and not just young. I mean, it works, both ways. Sometimes the teacher's older, but most time the teacher's older. But I'm saying older, as you get in your 40s. So, I don't have a problem with it, but I guess it depends on what you do with it. If it's just for your own personal
use.
But if you're doing it on that what's it called? Only fans or only something, where there are people they say make a lot of money, in their bikinis and their whatever, and people pay a subscription to see more. So that's where might have to draw. Now, if you have to pay to see it, but I don't know where you draw the line. If you're doing it just for your own personal, to energize or stimulate your relationship,
then it shouldn't be
all over the place. Or maybe you put a picture up that's very discreet.
Yes.
Where I did this, I thought it looked a nice picture, but I don't know. I just wanted to see what you thought of that.
I just think that there's a line there that you have to kind of watch.
Oh, I
because,
think in any profession too, though. I think.
yeah.
Not just teachers.
Well, because if that's all your students are talking about, or if they make it, then you may not get across to them.
Yeah, they might see
But
you as
you
a
need
sex
their
symbol and
lessons,
not
right,
really pay
lesson,
attention
yeah.
to what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you view the glass as half empty or half full?
I don't know. Guess it depends on the day.
What about today?
Today it's full.
I kind of always see it as half full. I try to see it that way. 24% see it as half empty. 61% say half full. 15% don't even know.
They don't.
Is there a glass? They don't know. So they're not, I think I see it. I try to see it as half full, But you're right. There's days
Right. I drank half of it.
that might, yeah. Yeah, right. There's still half, so that's half full. What came first, the chicken or the egg? These are actually studies they did. They asked people about these things.
Chicken. I don't know.
Chicken 44%, egg 32%, not sure, and I might be in there with them, 24%. But I think the chicken, but I don't know how did the chicken. Well, I mean, I'm assuming God made the animals, so the chicken had to be in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. When he made the animals, he made the chicken.
I wonder if so a lot of people think chicken, which makes sense because
Well, he made the animals, and then he made their babies.
Right. And then the chickens
Made their babies, yeah.
Yeah, made it work. All right, we come back. We're going to do the dumbest ways people have made some money. And then if you're drowsy in the afternoon, sometimes maybe you're working and you felt kind of, like you do now, especially when you're listening to the show, you feel kind of drowsy. Well, there's ways to kind of boost yourself up in the afternoon. One of them is really,
pick me up, huh?
Yeah, one of them is really odd, and I may have to get something to drink because the peanut butter is right there. But the peanut butter mayonnaise, I will give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
I have to give it a thumbs up. And I'll be honest, I was very skeptical about doing that.
Good stuff.
About trying, but it is good stuff. All right, we come back. We'll do the daytime drowsy and some things that a scientist said might help you. It's next. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. And it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. So Terry and I, we've been watching, well, we just finished Virgin River. It was really good, wasn't it? No. Well, I'm saying we watched this season.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to give away anything in case people are watching it now, because some people wait.
Well, yeah. We
till
usually wait
till winter,
and we usually
it gets dark at 5 o'clock.
What are we going to watch this winter?
Well, they have a new Love Is Blind.
Of course, I might be sitting on the highway then in the dark.
Yeah, she might be coming back from Pittsburgh, but so we would watch it. We just finished up Virgin River, and I will say, I was talking to Amana at work, and because she's big time in the Virgin River too.
Isn't she the one who told us about it?
Yes, and we started watching it. I mean, a long time ago, and then for some reason. It never kind of hooked. And then when Mona said, "You tried?" I said, we tried it, and then once we did it, because I remember I said, Terry, let's try this. And it was Virgin River, and we watched 10 minutes of it, and I don't know if we just something happened or we kind of got like a disconnect. But anyway, so we started watching that, and I will say in this last, I don't want to give it away, but there was kind of a cliffhanger at the end with the babies, the twins. That really threw me for a loop.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also, because I was asking Mona about this, because I don't want to say, it wasn't an issue, it was just kind of weird, was the relationship. And I don't want to give it away if people are going to be watching Virgin River, but there was a relationship between the new doctor and someone else.
Yes.
And Mona thought, she kind of felt like it was kind of weird.
Risque.
She's very pretty. The woman is very pretty, but
risque.
She's older.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just that. But the babies, the twins, and the father, who said there was a father, that just threw me for a loop, because I kind of went, ew.
Oh, yeah.
Which is mean, but that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, Virgin River, and the other show that we're going to finish tonight is Only Murders in the Building. And I really like that show. I like that it's funny. It's a whodunit. It's almost like Clue, in a way. You think you know who did it,
and then it twists.
And you don't. I love that. Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez. It's well written. It's funny. And I guess they're another season. They just announced another season's coming, but we're going to watch the final today. So.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to eat some cheese and crackers for my dinner.
Okay.
Are you going to have some too? Well, cheese.
I probably will.
Maybe some cheese.
It sounds really good, and I'm not supposed to have it.
Well, yeah, I know you've done really good though, and
I have done really
we can always work it off later, if you want to.
Yeah.
Because you can use a lot of calories.
I thought we worked it off last night.
Well, yeah, but we didn't eat the stuff last night. You have to eat the stuff, and then but that's just. It's really, that doesn't sound good at all.
I know.
So we'll leave it at that. But anyway, so have you ever had the afternoon drowsies? Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
Where you just felt like...
I felt like I was going to fall asleep on the desk at work.
This San Francisco neuroscientist, Arik Pranther is his name. And he says his life work is helping people get better sleep. That's basically what he's trying to do. And so he studied how poor sleep impacts your physical health, your emotional well-being. And so he also applies cognitive behavioral therapy as a treatment for insomnia and to get sleep apnea sufferers comfortable. So the people that have sleep apnea and have to wear, that cannot be comfortable. But they have different things now, I think.
They have more and more, I think.
That they've come out with. It's not quite as...
bulky.
Yeah, used to the big mask and the big machine and the noise and all that stuff with the CPAP machines. So anyway, they call him the Sandman, and he actually has a book, and it's called The Sleep Prescription. And he says it's a way to unlock your best rest. So he has some tips. He says to help you get through that afternoon drowsy. And he said a lot of people reach for coffee. We are not coffee drinkers.
No.
So that's not something that's going to help us. But he says what happens is you end up, if you do go for the coffee in the afternoon, you end up with caffeine still in your system.
You can't sleep later.
Yeah, when it's time for bed. So here are some of the things he recommends to get an energy boost. And one of these is really out there. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So this works I think a lot of these work in today's work environment because people are working from home. So a lot of these are, to me.
For me, it might not have worked.
It might not have worked
I'm
for
in
you.
that cubicle.
Right.
I'm buzzing people in and out.
So here are some of the things he says that could give you an energy boost, okay? You go for a brisk walk in the afternoon. You spend about 5 to 10 minutes taking a break from work and then engaging your brain in a simple task.
Which I did on my lunch every day.
So you did kind of get away
20-minute walk.
20-minute?
20 to 30 minutes.
Here's
walk.
the ones that would only work if you work from home, and that is pull weeds in the garden.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, there's no way you could do that.
Couldn't do that.
I mean, unless there's weeds in the flower beds outside where you work, you can go in there and just pluck them out. Maybe if you felt that. No, we're going to do that. You can reorganize the bookshelf again. And I mean, unless you had books,
whole library, and it was closed down the last 2 years. So.
I don't know if you'd want to reorganize the whole library, but if you're at home, you could do that. You know. And also, he also said you could turn on some music and then focus on a song. Really take your brain into the song. He said focusing on non-work
like
tasks.
Zachary's new Meemaw song.
Yes, Zachary has a new song. It's called the Meemaw. I think is it Meemaw on my
front
swing?
Porch swing
front
with
porch.
Meemaw.
Yeah, front porch swing with Meemaw. Check it out on
Random Generation.
Random Generation. Great. It's a great song. He also has a new. They have a new
puzzle or something.
Well, no, this one is about Crazy Ray.
Oh.
Our name.
Okay.
Someone that is in the neighborhood. Yeah, he talks about that. Anyway, so he said focus on non-work tasks to energize your brain. And he said this helps jolt us out of our routine. Now, if none of those work and you want an extreme option, here it is. You ready? Stick your head in the freezer. He said that brief shock of cold activates your arousal system. He says like jumper cables on a battery to wake you up.
I know when Bob
no
and
coffee
Dottie have been driving and he looked like he was going to fall asleep. She took the cooler with ice water in it and poured it over his head. So that he would not fall asleep.
So you can imagine
behind the wheel.
Going into your workplace kitchen and one of your coworkers has his head in the freezer trying to get non-drowsy. That'd be interesting.
Try to wake myself up.
All you see is a rear end and his head in the freezer.
Hopefully they have glasses and they're all froze over.
Yeah.
They need windshield wipers for them now.
Oh, my gosh. I'm looking at my list, and none of the things on my list that we even talk about, except for we're going to do the extra, the people that made money selling stupid things. Oh, by the way, if you have neighbors, saying hello to neighbors is good. It's good for your well-being. And this is according to a new Gallup poll. It said people who regularly say hello to more than one person in their neighborhood have better well-being than those who say hello to fewer neighbors or none at all.
We can only say hello if they're out and about.
Well,
and
yeah,
we see them.
But if you see them and you wave, you don't even know if you have to say hello. You just have to, kind of wave.
We get along with most of our neighbors.
I think we have a great neighborhood, to be honest with you. People who admitted they did not greet anyone in their neighborhood scored a 51.5 on the index. Then those who said hello to 6 neighbors, the score went up to 64%. So the more you say hello to neighbors, the better off you could be. Now, I did say, so say hello to someone if you get a chance. I said that people would rather do this than go through their email. I don't really have a problem with my email. It's not that big of a deal, but some people have more important emails than I do.
I went through my email the whole summer.
It's really got dark though.
Because no one really forwarded my emails this year. And so I was going through them all summer and forwarding them to whoever they should go to, which I shouldn't have had to, but I did.
Yeah. So in this survey, 3 out of 4 people said cleaning a toilet was less aggravating than wadding through their email box. So a lot of people would rather clean the toilet. Come on over to our house. You can clean our toilets if it's really that much of a problem. Then it really didn't seem like a problem to me going through my email. But again,
I would have after summer, I could have up to 300 emails in there. Because
so
all my phone messages went there too.
right. Yeah. My email's I get a lot of things that need to be done and stuff, but it's not aggravating. Not all the time anyway. All right, one last question, then we're going to get to dumb things people have done. What if everybody peed in the ocean at the same time? You ever think about that?
The ocean would be warmer.
Well, yeah. Would it be yellow, I wonder? Did you ever stay up at night wondering about these
No, I didn't
life
wonder.
imponderables? No.
Not everyone's in the ocean at the
What if
same
everybody
time.
peed in your pool at the same time?
That would be gross.
You'd have to drain the pool, wouldn't you?
I don't know. All that chlorine might kill it.
So the question was, what would happen if everybody peed in the ocean at the same time? Lauren Wolf, she's a chemistry PhD out of Maryland. She took it upon herself to find out the scientific truth of what really happens when people pee in the ocean. Now, I will tell you that I remember going to the beach early on, and that was something I just could not do. But as you get older and you have to pee and the bathroom is nowhere near, you have to do what you have to do.
You pee in the ocean.
So it turned out she turned to the internet, and as she discovered through the body excretes urine in order to rid the system of, the unwanted compounds. It's not necessarily harmful. Some people drink their urine.
Oh, that's gross.
In fact, if you're down and out and you don't have anything, you maybe reach for that water bottle you've had to pee in because you're on a long trip. Take a little swig. I wouldn't do it.
I don't think I could do it.
In fact, the composition of pee isn't that different from that of seawater. The average human's urine is about 95% water and contains about 1 to 2 grams per liter of sodium and chloride ions. Upon exiting the body, urine from a healthy human is also sterile. And once it's out, it doesn't begin to attract existing colonies of bacteria, but it wouldn't add any to the water. There's one component that poses a potential problem given its high concentration. Urea, a nitrogen-heavy molecule that amounts to a substantial average of 9 grams per liter in urine. In the grand scheme of the ocean, however, that's tiny, even in the extremely rare scenario that all the world's 8 billion citizens peed in the ocean at the same time. There would be a very minuscule amount of this urea. As it turns out, nitrogen is an important fertilizer that contributes to the survival of certain plant species within the aquatic biosphere. So go ahead, pee in the ocean. So if you're doubting, or wanting to know if you should pee in the ocean, go for it. Oh, there was another story I want to talk about, but you know what? I'm going to save
that for next
this
time?
for next time because it's a good one, but we'll save it for next time. So let's go to dumb things that people have done
to make money.
to make some money. Oh, is everything
So
falling
is it
down?
things they've sold or
Yes.
they've actually done?
Things they've done and sold. Maybe
How about
even
sold? How about services?
Well, let's start. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It says here, what is the dumbest way you've ever made money? And
Pooping, scooping.
So here is, some people have sold their farts in a jar. Have you seen this?
That's gross.
Yeah. And people bought it.
Are you
So-
serious?
Yeah. So here's number one. Number one was,
I can't believe someone bought it.
this is how they made money. They answered an ad on Craigslist. A dude shaved my head and filmed it and paid me $600. How about that? $600 to shave your head.
Especially if you were planning on doing it anyhow.
Well, that's true. Then it's a done deal, and it's an easy $600.
Cancer patients might sign up for that.
One person was working at a recording studio, and this engineer was working on a radio commercial. And apparently the commercial consisted of some talking and bird whistling sounds. And so the engineer thought, well, I'll just get some birds. outside to do the whistling. And so he left after he was working on this thing, and nothing was working. The bird effects just weren't working out with people talking. So this guy that was working there could make bird sounds. So they had to sign him up because it was a union gig. So they signed him into the union. He signed a contract. He got $800 for the day. Then he also received residual checks
For the
and got another $3,000 when it was all said and done
nice.
from just making some bird sounds. I don't know if I tweet. I don't know if it was. What was that?
Nothing came out.
Is that what I know? It was nothing. Your lips moved, but nothing came out.
Caw-caw.
Hooty hoo! Hooty hoo! Is that how they do that? That was Gomer. Yeah, the fick you birds are out. Yeah, fick you.
Fick you.
Yeah. One person sold his urine on job sites to guys who knew they were going to be tested. Didn't say how much money he made, though. I got a job
They probably paid quite a bit to not lose their job.
Yeah, probably. This person got a job as a fantasy model with long flowing hair where I modeled for random American fantasy novels. You read some of these novels with these guys and gals on the front. Harlequin, you know.
Fabio's on the front.
He said it paid okay-ish, not well. He said, I also signed away my rights like an idiot. So occasionally he sees himself at a bookstore riding a horse or casting a spell. I tried to read one of the books and it started, he was not traditionally handsome. Ouch. Because that was him on the front of the book, but then it said he was not traditionally handsome. One person said, I used to get paid to read poems at parties. I don't believe in it at all. Despite my entertainment purposes only, disclaimer, people always took it too seriously. So she got to read people's
you got a long
poem.
lifeline. Got hit by a bus the next day.
Oh, man. Look out. Local wannabe mayor paid me to vote for him when I was 18. I believe that now today, too. Although when you have dead people voting, it's no big deal.
Yeah, you can get an extra 100 votes by letting the dead people vote.
Flipping fursuits, as in buying old beat-up ones for cheap and then refurbishing them, selling them at an upcharge once they're clean and better looking, takes much less time than actually building a fursuit from scratch. What's a fursuit? I was thinking that it was a suit. I've done a few times in furries. Also, it must be like an actual, you know how furries, they have these furries that dress up in different animals. So they must have had some kind of, they bought old
ones
suits,
and spruced them up.
And then
I
sold
wonder
them
if
back.
you can use carpet cleaner on them and then brush them out and then trim
Maybe.
off the edges and get the little, you know how your sweaters get those little fuzz balls on them, and then take one of them fuzz ball things to them and get it all off.
Yeah, it could be. That could be a way to make some money. Another dumb way people made money, this person's dad had 1,000 Playboys, and I brought them to the middle school and sold them for $10 a magazine. The middle school? Oh, my gosh. My offer letter was wrong. I asked for a one-time sign-on bonus since I was leaving my match at my previous job. HR agreed, but then instead of doing it at a bonus, they added it to my salary. I didn't say anything. 2 years later, during an audit, they caught it. The CEO found out and said, well, even with his raise last year, he still was worth it. Never had to pay it back. So they made money because they screwed up and got his offer. So he got a bonus that was signed into his contract. So it kind of worked out for him. Some dude hit my friend with his car while we were crossing the sidewalk in front of a 7-Eleven. We were around 12 at the time, and my friend wasn't hurt except for a bruise that came later. The guy gave us $20 not to say anything about it, so we bought candy. $20.
$20.
Oh, I think that could have gotten really bad, but luckily they weren't hurt. One person, that's how they made money. They read books to the neighbor's parrot. He was depressed and needed company. Apparently needed company. They were 10 years old. He said, I really enjoyed the work. He liked reading to the parrot. One person bought Beanie Babies in Canada and then sold them to collectors in America in the late 90s. Maple the Bear, available only in Canada, would sell for hundreds of dollars across the border. And they said, my sister worked at the store that sold them, so we had a large supply at cost. They made some money on some, was it
Beanie Babies? Yeah, remember
Babies?
they were
popular,
for
yeah.
a while.
This person drove 15 miles with a live pig in the back of an old Volvo 940 station wagon to settle a bet between two farmers. That's how they made money, putting a pig in the back of the car. And finally, a guy on the street asked me to see my feet and paid to see her feet. Some people are very
foot fetish?
Very foot fetish for it. I wouldn't ask a stranger to rub their feet.
To rub them? I don't want to rub them. Well, I mean,
rub or
see them. I don't know.
Well, we did in our health fair. They had foot massages.
Oh yeah, I mean.
But if you're working all day in those big heavy boots, and you got to take your shoes off,
yeah.
I mean, you'd have to be to me, in order to do that. And I mean, Diane said it was fantastic. She said my feet never felt so good because they're good at it. They know how to rub all the
they know
certain
where the pressure
spots
points
and all
are
that
and
stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a foot person. I went to when I had that plantar fasciitis. Oh, and I had to go because it was hurting so bad. And then I put pills in me, and it ended up my stomach ended up with ulcers. So I couldn't take the medicine, but the pain finally did go away. But it's just weird. I washed my feet before I went because right after work, and he's looking at him, he's touching them, and it's just like, I don't know why I feel weird. I mean, I like your feet. I like your feet in high heels.
My feet are really scaly.
I mean, you said bony and skinny, but
they're bony and skinny and calloused, very calloused.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
Not as
see
calloused.
The cracks on the bottom?
Yeah, maybe a little. I can't see them in this room.
Well,
it is dark in this room.
I use the Roto-Rooter on them. I use the Roto-Rooter on them.
We didn't turn on the lights when we got. I didn't even think about it.
I have a little
dark
grinder for my heels and my pads on my feet because they're so bad.
Oh, I know it. Let's do this. Let's leave on this.
Okay.
The 5 commandments of microwave etiquette. Now, have you ever had anybody cook something or put something in the microwave that just reeked throughout the whole?
Fish.
Yeah, fish is the word. We actually have a sign in one of the microwaves that says, please do not microwave your fish. So it must have been really bad. So these are the 5 commandments of microwave etiquette.
Okay.
Thou shalt not nuke stinky food. Well, that's number 1.
Fish, yeah.
Thou shalt not leave a mess. Wipe it up, wipe it out. It's a shame people will destroy.
Oh, our microwave at school was bad.
I always put a plate over. If I have a plate,
put it over.
I put a plate over top of a plate.
So it doesn't spray all over the top when it pops.
Yeah, it pops onto the plate, not onto all over the top of the microwave. Because it always says, your mother doesn't work here. Remember they always say that? Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that. 5 commandments of microwave etiquette. Thou shalt not jump the line, wait your turn. We have so many microwaves. There's 2 per floor, is 5 floors, and it's not really a problem. Thou shalt not leave the microwave broken. If your food doesn't cook, leave a note so others don't waste their time in it. So I guess that's true. If it's broke, don't
you put out
just
of order.
Close the door. And finally, thou shalt reset the controls. It only takes a second. I don't know. That one's kind of. I mean, you put 30 seconds and you leave 2 seconds on it.
Was the start was in the opposite place as the quick minute or something in mine and ours at home. So I would always hit the wrong one. Yeah. I'd come home and I'd hit the wrong one.
And we'll leave on this. I was going to do this other one, but I'm going to leave it for the next time. You ever heard this phrase? You'll catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Yeah.
You heard that one?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're
in other words, be sweet to someone and they'll do what you want.
Okay. But if you're trying to win an argument with a friend, Do you know what's the best thing to do? Coffee. Coffee's your best bet. According to research, out of the this was published in the European Journal of
Not
Social
for me.
Psychology.
I don't like coffee.
I know. Moderate doses of caffeine, the amount in 2 cups of coffee, can make people more likely to change their minds when presented with a persuasive argument. Turns out caffeine may increase message processing. So if you're looking to, make a deal, boy, this thing really fell on me.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
If you're wanting to make a deal, give them coffee.
Yeah, but in our case, it wouldn't work because
We don't drink
we're
coffee.
not coffee drinkers, so it doesn't really work for us. But I wonder what would work for me to change my mind. Some kind of food.
Chocolate.
Maybe a stromboli.
Chocolate or a
Chocolate?
Klondike. Dark
Chocolate Klondike bar. What would you do for a Klondike? Is that how it goes?
Mm-hmm.
Klondike bar. We should think of those too. Some of the old. Where's the beef? Some of the old slogans.
Yep.
Wasn't there one for peppermint patty? Didn't there used to
Something
be one
about
for
the sensation. Feel
Take
the
Me
sensation.
Away or something? Or is that Calgon?
That's Calgon.
I always get
Take
those
me
two mixed
away.
up.
Calgon, take
I don't
me
know
away.
why. Yeah,
Peppermint Patty's had quite a few good ones though too.
I thought Peppermint Patty had one, but I can't think of it. That'll be our next show. We'll talk about old slogans.
Oh,
Maybe I'll look them up. I'll give you like Pepsi, Coke.
See
and you
which
have to
ones I can
think
tell. What
McDonald's. Do you know
do it
McDonald's?
our way. Do it your way.
No,
What
that's
is
Burger King.
McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's is. Dang it! I just saw it. It was just a commercial on there.
Oh God, McDonald's
Maybe it
has
is-
had a lot of them over the years. 2
Maybe
all
it
beef
is that
patties,
you're-
special sauce, pickles, cheese, onions.
You can't even
I
do it
can't
anymore.
even do it anymore.
All right, we
They
better.
used to have the Big Mac. You
Mhm.
could say it real fast, and then you'd win a
Yeah.
Big Mac.
Now you've lost. You're tongue tied. You can't even do it.
I can still do it.
Oh. All right, that's it. We'll leave on that note with Terry and her Big Mac. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us.
Fan liked his Big Mac last night.
He had a Big Mac.
He ate.
He ate a burger. A Big Mac or just a...
He liked the Big Mac better than the regular burger, they said.
Is that right? He had his first Big Mac.
He had bites of Big Mac, but he would take a bite of the littler burger and then he wanted so he must like the Thousand Island
The
dressing and
sauce.
stuff.
Yeah, the secret.
Special sauce.
the secret
Lettuce, cheese,
special.
pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
There you go. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud, and it's TALKIN. And also, don't forget to subscribe. We need subscribers. Every Monday we have a new episode, and thank you for all those that do listen. And you can comment about things you fought with your kids, what you think about peanut butter and mayonnaise. We have that on Spotify. I got to get into YouTube. I'm hoping Sarah and Zach can help us
Get into
do
that.
something with that. And then you could be able to comment there too. But so follow us there every Monday. Also, we have little things we put out, little snippets of the show that we put on Facebook. Don't forget to send those to your friends. Just share us. We're not swingers, but hey, whatever it takes to get more listeners,
We'll be swinging.
we'll be swinging. And that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for listening. We are out.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.